So quite a few guys talked about defense kind of being one of the main emphasis, and I guess it is half the ball, so it makes sense. One of the things you guys are really kind of trying to tone in here in this week before the start of the regular season.
Yeah, it was everything been pretty much defense based. Just us kind of getting aggressive, defensively with some of our coverages, and it was maybe my favorite practice of the year, of 3 years, to be honest with you. It was a lot of fun.
You guys got off to a good start defensively last season. It tailed off a little bit, especially when Winslow got injured. Do you feel, though, that right now you have better defensive personnel than you did at the start of last season, especially with Brogdon, Williams, you got Matisse now? Is there a case to be made there?
Yeah. I mean, obviously having the rim protection that we have when you do get beat, having DA and Rob down there helps everything, But also having, having Tease. We didn't have Tease at the starter last year. But having him, obviously Jeremy Tumani is a really physical, good defender. Scoot. So I do think that we have the tools and the pieces to be a good defensive team.
Ian was telling us yesterday that he wants to kind of change the perception of him as a quote-unquote bad defender. How do you think he's done on that end?
Man, I'm telling you, it's a noticeable difference. Ant has been really good guarding the ball this year, even off the ball, and even his communication in the schemes. It's been a noticeable difference for him. So you could tell that he's focused on that. And that definitely makes me proud.
What makes a practice fun for you?
I think the competitive nature of it. To be honest, the best practice that I've ever been a part of as a player is just, it's almost a fight or two. You know what I'm saying? The competitive fire that people play with, the attention to detail and what we're trying to do is a big deal. The way we kind of move the ball and everybody's kind of contributing, all of those things all in one, make it a great day,
You guys lost a killer closer in Dame, but do you think Ant is ready to? He's shown signs in the past that he can be that go-to guy in the final minutes of games. Can he step into that role, being that number one guy?
I think Ant is clutch, and he'll have obviously opportunities this year, but also at the same time, you as a coach and as a staff and as a team, we want to have several guys that we can go to in those moments. Otherwise, it just makes it very tough where they know where you're going every single time, So.
But it's nice to have that one guy who can get a shot.
Oh man, it's critical. It's critical, and he's going to be able to get his shot off, and he's going to be able to make. He's that type of player. So you definitely look for him to step in and step up in those spots.
You mentioned earlier in the season, or before the season started, that you wanted to see a lot from DeAndre. You were going to give him a lot of opportunities to let him grow his game. How has he progressed in that regard?
I think good, man. Good. Up until, the day or two, I hadn't even put a play in for him. I've been trying to slow walk it, get him focused in on our defense and, playing off of guys and hard rolling to the rim. And, he's had, a couple of really, really good days of practice here. And I think he's going to be, he welcomes that opportunity, obviously. Who wouldn't? But I also think he's going to do well with it, But, it'll be a work in progress. He hasn't been that guy since U of A. So we can't just expect for him to step right in and do it right away,
Do you draw anything with him from the Rasheed experience, I should say? Rasheed came from here, or maybe he didn't do what people wanted him to do. He goes to Detroit, wins the title, doing what y'all wanted him to do.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. When I think about him, I think about my time that I spent, with KG, because he gets real antsy and vocal like that at times, and then also my time with Kmart, who, sometimes can be unpredictable out there. You never know what he's going to bring certain nights, but he's going to show up somewhere. And then obviously Rasheed, so I have to draw on a lot of my past experiences in terms of how to lead him and and how to make him better. I played with a lot of people like him.
How's Rob looking in practice? We haven't gotten to see him in a game yet. How's he looking?
Yeah, Rob was looking, man, he looked really good, man, really good today in practice. I think really that's, one of the reasons why our practice was so dang good, man. He's just such a force down there defensively, and his voice, he's talking. I mean, he got a great voice. His IQ is very high. He can really pass the ball. So he was, he was really good.
After you spoke yesterday, you've been pretty even feeling about expectations. You want the team to grow and learn how to play together. And came out and was like, we want to go to the playoffs. So,
I want to go to playoffs too.
right, no, I know. Different approaches there, just to tell you. But knowing that your guys are looking at this not just a developmental year for the young kids or whatever, but they have lofty goals, how important is that?
Well, here's my thing. We definitely are responsible to develop our young jewels. At the same time, develop don't mean lose. You know what I'm saying? We trying to win every stinking game we can. Yeah, to me, I'm talking. This is me as a competitor and as a man. Development don't mean that. Development means we gonna take some lumps, and there could be times in a game or in a stretch where, man, we gonna have some tough stretches. But man, we trying to win every single game we in, and that's close. We trying to win every game, and if I gotta put my bets in to win, like I'm trying to win, right? And our guys just got to kind of catch up to that. However, we have it's our responsibility to develop all of these young guys. Even when I say young, I'm even counting DA in that. And DA, he's 25 and played a lot of basketball, but he's kind of stepping into a completely new role that he needs development as well. So, I don't put those two together. I think the world does and the NBA does. I don't put those two together. I'm trying like heck to win every game, but you also got to be realistic about it.
So that speaks a little bit to what you said yesterday about Scoot, where if Scoot isn't playing well, you don't hesitate to reel him in, and that can mean more of Brogdon in certain situations. If we're being honest right now, if you had to win a game tomorrow for all of humanity, you'd probably start Brogdon.
Well, I mean, you'll end with him for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I think Malcolm is going to close the majority of our games this year just because of who he is. He's a big game performer. He's clutch. He can shoot it. He can make free throws. He can draw fouls. He can guard. All of those things that you actually need to close a game, he can do it. And there's going to be a lot of times where, most of the time where he's in there closing those games out for us.